Recording. Okay. So do you want me to start with the video?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay. Do you guys want it full screen? We can go full screen. Okay.
Hi, this is Kayla, UW-Oshkosh head coach.
Can you hear it?
It's really quiet. This week's coaching drill is exit strategies from our
Please play with me tomorrow, even if it's just me and you.
out of our zone and toward the touchline technique, especially if the defense is set up like the defense in drawing A. If the defense is set up like in drawing B, they're usually expecting a kick, dropping their wings to the back as well as their fullback. In the case of defense B, here's a play that will help attack the open space created by the wings dropping back. First is a quick skip pass past your fly half and your inside center to your outside center. Once your outside center has the ball, the fullback will then fill in the line and create a 2-versus-1 against the other team's outside center. Having good core skills in passing and running, especially a quick fullback, will help make this play successful. If something goes wrong and you're unable to make a good pass, you can always kick.
So, could you re-explain that?
Yeah. So what exit strategy for like out of a 22 is, so when it's our 22 and they're like 22 meters from their try line, we don't want them to have possession of the ball. So as an exit strategy, we have to try to figure out like how to get the ball up the field. Well, since we're not very good kickers, since you guys have never really worked on it, that's a passing drill, and you would skip your fly half and your inside center to create the space. So like in the drawing, hold on, I got them. So you have defense B, which your wing, fullback, and your other wing for the other team, for the defense, they're actually like further back in the field, like you're going to kick. Like they're expecting you to kick. So Grace, they would be expecting our fly half to kick. Okay, so that's why the defense drops back.
And
we have possession of the ball.
Okay.
So then I didn't have space, but so if they are all way back at the back of the field, we have 3 defense close to us to go against. So if you skip the first 2 and hit the outside center, then you have so much space to run. Because then if you have our fullback, the inside center, and our wing, that's a 3-versus-1, possibly 2, if their wing is quick enough to catch up. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and we're at their 22.
No, we're at
Okay, what happens?
Wait. I don't know why this is so hard for me to comprehend.
Okay, hold on.
We're in possession of the ball.
Right.
We're backed up to our 22.
Yes. Pretty much to their try line. Like where they would score.
Yes.
Yeah.
So who throws out the ball?
Okay, so like it's a normal breakdown on a ruck. We win the ruck in our 22. We want to get the ball out of there, right? We don't want them close to us or close to our try line. So we have to figure out how to get the ball up the field without like losing possession. Usually you'll kick. Most teams kick the ball up the field.
Okay.
We don't kick that much or haven't been taught to kick that much. This is something that'll help with attacking and hopefully not losing the ball.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, most of the time you want to kick the ball for like meters, yardage.
So
Yeah,
what happens?
Yeah.
What happens if you don't kick the ball out of bounds?
And if the other team gets it, then it's fair play. So like, you know how last week we did the box kick where the scrum half would kick it up and as far out to the wing as they could? if it doesn't go out of bounds and our wing is able to catch it and get there fast enough, then that's okay. But you still want to get it up the field as far as you can, which there's no, like, for most people that can kick super far, there's no way that they're going to be able to, like, our wing would be able to catch it. You know what I mean? Like, you want to get it 30 to 40 yards up the field or meters up the field. So when you can kick it that far, you want it to go out of bounds. We don't get the ball back, but it's a line out. And if our line outs are really strong, then we have potential to gain it back right there. And then we drive, even further to our try line.
So do you want to
Okay.
only do this after out of a ruck, or can you do it out of a scrum as well?
You can do it out of either one.
Okay.
You can do it if we had a penalty in our own 22, then we could kick it out of bounds and we'd still get the ball. We would get the ball back if it was a penalty, for us, if we were able to kick it out of bounds. But just to clear it out and get it out of our zone, then you'd want to try to get it out of bounds. It doesn't matter if it's off a scrum, a ruck, even just a regular play. Like, say you pass it to, last season, it would have been Claire, and Claire could have just kicked it up the field to get it away from, us or their try line.
Did you say Eau Claire or Claire?
Claire.
I totally forgot about her.
Did you?
Oh my god. Okay. I saw Mariah today. Side note.
I did too.
Yeah, I said hi. Anyway.
Okay, so what would have been a game situation that we would have done this in? What game could we have done
Last year against Marquette, when they kept getting those 5-meter scrums, when we were winning them, we should have kicked the ball up the field. So when we won that scrum at the 5-meter, had we not, I want to say we gave it to Mick to drive forward. Had we not given it to Mick and just gave it to somebody that could kick and got it up the field, then that would have been a good situation to use it in. Because then I honestly want to say that we ended up losing possession off of a forward drive, and then they scored. I think it was Marquette when they kept getting the 5-meter scrums because the ball was held up.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, but anytime. So if you can get possession back anywhere in your 22, so from 22 to their try line, if you can get possession of the ball in there, you want to try to kick it out. Unless you have somebody like Gray who has great speed and you can hit him with a pass and he can just take off, then that's a good time to use it. And that's where that play that I just taught comes in oh my god, I can't even think of the word. But so out of it today.
Comes into play.
Yeah, that's it, I guess. The play comes into play. Thanks, Grace. But yeah, I mean, hitting the outside center right away and then to the fullback and just takes off, that's a good time to use that play. When you have a lot of speed and someone that knows how to run around people instead of right into people. But
yeah. Okay, what happens if you fumble the ball as you're trying to fumble it like that, as you're trying to kick it? Is that a knock on then? What happens
if it goes forward? Yes, it's a knock on.
Okay.
So you really got to practice kicking and running and kicking. So doing a couple steps and then kicking, because it's not going to be automatic. It's something you really got to work on.
So there's so this wouldn't be applicable at all if we could throw it to the wing.
If you could throw it
or just throw get the ball out, it has to be kicking.
No, to get it out of the 22, as an exit strategy?
Yeah.
I mean, if you can throw it out to the wing quickly, then yeah, but you got to think of who you're playing and how their defense is set up. They're automatically usually most teams are automatically assume you're going to kick, because that's what I would say 90% of teams do.
Except for us,
so that's why the defense was set up like this. But if the defense is set up like this, where they're in the flat line and then they just have their fullback, then you would that's when you would definitely want to kick. too, because there's one little lonely player back there. You guys like my drawings?
Love the visuals. So, did any other teams ever like do this to us? Like, well, I guess last year, because I mean that's only a year you would know too. But did it happen like to us last year?
I don't remember, but I can say I know the year before. Not even. I mean, it would happen to like the other team I coached. I'm sure it happened to you guys if you played lacrosse. Their fly half would kick the ball all the time.
Lacrosse is a notorious kicker.
Yeah, they really. I think lacrosse might have kicked against us in the first game last year.
They always do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
It was even worse with, like, when Claire was on the team.
Yeah.
It was literally just back and forth on the field all the time.
Kicking isn't always beneficial, but if you have a really good kicker, then it really can be, because you can move the ball really fast and really far, and if you have speed on your team, then it's really gonna help.
So you want the ball to go like 40 feet and kick it out of bounds?
Yeah, on an exit strategy, yes. On a penalty, yes.
Is
On a
this
box
only used
kick,
in?
no. What's that?
Is this only used in 15s, or can you use it in 7s too?
You don't want to kick in 7s.
You don't
I
want
don't
to
know. I've never played.
No, 7s is way too fast-paced to kick the ball. You're going to get so tired so fast.
And people who do kick the ball, everybody hates them.
Yeah.
And you don't play nice to people that you hate. So,
You get tired so fast anyways in 7s, so.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's awful. But it's super fun.
It's like continuously sprinting for 10 minutes, and then if you kick, that little second of not sprinting, you're going to sprint because you got to get the ball.
Yeah, both basically 7s is sprinting. Doot, 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 doot.
Can we, like, so for a drop 22, what do we do again? Because, like, we struggle with that so bad.
Yeah, no, but like
Anything-
honestly, that's been a lot of the quizzes too, and we keep like tripping up about
On
anything
drop
that has.
22s?
Anything about the 22, we don't know anything about.
Yeah, we
Literally
literally are like,
You know,
Like,
I
how
don't
do we
really
even
know.
line up for it again?
To be honest, I don't really know either.
I mean, that's fine. We are just always clueless. And I know one time in Whitewater, when we played Whitewater, they went past the try zone. I mean, accidentally, a new rookie went past the try zone and touchdown. And
Yes,
we were
I've
all
never-
like, what do you
I
do?
don't really understand it either. Let's see, this will be the 8th year I've coached. I've only ever seen a cert call a drop 22 once, and it was last year. And I was just as confused as Kat was. I was like, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, because like more than half of the questions I feel like are like about drop 22s, and we get every single one wrong.
Probably because it's so I want to say it's really uncommon, but I don't know. Because like I said, in this will be the 8th year of coaching, so technically 7 years of coaching. I've only seen it once. I'm looking it up right now, so.
Like, I definitely should know since I was trying to be a sir. Lily would have been the worst sir ever.
Just call it something else. That's what some of the schools do.
Like, literally, how do people remember all of that? I don't understand.
I don't even know. I just wait for him to like for the sir to verbally say what to do.
Yeah.
Which is really bad because this is my 4th year playing, but you know.
how we got the scrum thing wrong.
You got a scrum thing wrong? What?
Like the hand motion.
The hand.
Oh,
Literally.
okay, that
This is a bubbler.
is really dumb because it can happen so fast, and they're like this, and then like, oh, I think they forget what they're calling sometimes.
Yeah, that was like a question on the quiz, and we're like, oh, like that's back 10.
Yeah, we thought like penalty. And I was like, no, oh, that's wrong.
I was
Well,
like, I should have definitely known that, but here I am.
We both should have known that, Katie.
dude, we literally all should have known that. We all play rugby.
I think it depends on the serve sometimes too, though.
Gosh, what's the sir's name? The older one. It's not
He's in
Micah.
charge of the referee society.
Yeah, the
Brad.
Brad.
No, like the one that everybody loves. Oh, what's
Yeah, it's Brad, isn't it?
Brad
No,
Cassandra or whatever.
he's old.
Yeah.
Brad's old.
But I thought it started with like an M.
He served the snowy game last year, right?
I'm
She was
so glad
100%
that was on me.
burping.
That reverberated our walls. I'm sorry. Sure. Let's call him Brad.
I'll send you a picture of Brad later. Here, I'll look him up. Okay, so for this like exit strategy of a 22, do you only want to kick it out, or is there like a different way to like get the ball out? Or is like the most common kicking?
Most common is kicking. If you have like a really, really, really strong forward pack that doesn't get tired after 2 cycles, then you could forward through that or like cycle through them. But that wears out a forward pack really fast. And then if the forward pack, if like say a breakaway happens and then the forwards just did like 4 recycles and then they have to run, they're not going to be too happy.
Grace.
His name is not Brad.
I'm on his Facebook right now.
Oh,
That's Brad.
So dark.
Brad. What a guy.
Oh, here's another good one. This is him.
Swear to God. I think his nickname is funny. And I can't remember his nickname. Man, I can't remember.
How much time we at?
Not enough time. Wait, so
They picked the worst topics to have a half-hour conversation on.
Uh-huh.
okay,
It's
so
literally kicking.
in
And box.
in the box kick, when do you use that one again?
Oh my God, my brain doesn't work. I don't remember. It's usually right off of a breakdown when you're trying to get the ball out to your wings, like to help spread the field a little better. Hold on, I
So
could
could
probably
you
tell
use
you.
a box kick to get out of a 22?
Yeah, you could.
But kicking it out would be more beneficial?
Yes. Because you want to gain yardage. So say you kick the ball and it goes like when we were kicking yesterday, both me, Alex, and you were not kicking very well. So it didn't go very far. So if we didn't kick it out of bounds, they could have grabbed the ball and ran right back at us. And it's going to catch us off guard because, one, you just kicked it, so then you're an off-guard player. Your forwards are usually off guard because they just came out of the breakdown. So then, like, say we kicked it against, say, Grayson. Quick. So do you think by the time that if we kicked it, and it, like our kicks yesterday, they didn't go very far. If we kicked it to Grayson, do you think they're going to score right away? Because look where they are. You know what I mean? So you want it to go out of bounds.
Okay.
Who do you think the best person like on the team like currently, so like for last season, like last year, who would have been like the best person to do this, I guess, like in the
I don't know because
line?
nobody ever kicked. Like we never practiced kicking at practice. The practices that I was there, so I have no idea.
Yeah.
And I don't know anybody that knows how to punt the ball. we messed around with it a little bit, but it wasn't like no one was really taking it seriously. You know what I mean? So
Right.
Um, and anyone in the line can kick it, right?
yep.
And you would just like have a call for when you're gonna do this exit strategy,
Well, usually, so like the
or is
play,
it just known?
you kind of just know. You know you're backed up. You know you're struggling to get the ball down the field. You want to kick it, especially if you're winning lineouts too. If you can get it out of bounds and win the lineout. Yeah, I mean, if you watch like any game and you see, you know, the team's backed up against their 22 and they gain the ball back, you're gonna watch them kick. It's pretty rare that they don't kick out of when they're in their own 22.
Okay.
So is it only the back line that could kick, or like could I kick it?
You could kick it. You could say you wanted to kick and you're a good kicker.
Mhm.
You can always switch out a flanker and have you like let's just say Grace is not a good kicker. We could put Grace in as a flanker. You jump into the back line right there, receive the ball, and then you can kick it.
Okay, so it's not
You
like
kind of
really
just
messing
swap
up
places
anything.
with somebody just to make like if it's a scrum, if it's just a ruck, then yeah, you can just fill in and kick the ball.
Okay, but like if it was a scrum, basically like Grace and I would just have to like switch places. Like she would just go fill somewhere in the scrum, and then I would go to the back line.
Yep.
Okay, that makes sense.
So is it more common to use it out of a scrum or a rock?
Out of a ruck.
Okay.
Scrums aren't well. A scrum shouldn't happen as often as they do. Like scrums happen because there's like knock-ons or what can I would just say mainly knock-ons is when scrums happen.
I feel like we had a lot of scrums when we played against Mankato.
Oh really? Was there knock-ons or just what?
It was just mess.
It was just everything. That was a messy game.
I'm so mad I wasn't there.
I feel like there's a lot of scrums like my first game too.
It was just
Against
a forward
Whitewater.
game.
Yeah, the Mankato.
It was 100% a forwards game.
But it was just the one forward on Mankato, pretty much.
Yeah, that
crazy girl.
And she was sassy. She mouthed, ooh, ooh.
She was built though. Like she was.
Which one? Are we talking about Autumn or the big girl?
I don't know. There was just the one, she like yelled at her team the whole time, like, because she was in the scrum and she just sat there and like screamed at them. And I was like, I feel really bad for you guys. Because she's being she's being a poop to them.
Yes. Okay, but there was that one girl who yelled at one of our teammates, at one of us.
I know one girl yelled at Grayson when he tackled her in the try zone, and she yelled, she's like, "Get off of me, blah." And the sir was like, you're fine.
That's what's supposed to happen.
I snapped at one of them. I was like
Yeah, but Mankato, that was a messy game of a lot of scrums.
So that's probably a game that we could
that would have probably been a good game to use the kick.
Yeah, the exit strategy.
Was their back line very fast?
No.
They were just a good like forward team. Like they had a lot of strong forwards, I guess.
But like we were like really strong in like the first half, and then the second half we kept getting pushed to like our try zone or their try zone.
Okay. And that was like a poopy game for us because Joe was out like the whole game because that's when she was still sick, and then Grace was out,
and Daytona's knee went under my pelvic bone, and I could not.
Yeah, everyone was like, everyone needed to go to the hospital.
Everyone was also like, I think, highly tired, and they were done with each other, and we're tired of listening to people complain.
Yeah.
That was the second round, right? Like the second game?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first game went, I think, wow. I can't really remember.
It started off as a really close game, but then I think everyone just got tired.
That was
We
Grand
had
Valley,
no
right?
subs.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like we could actually use this exit strategy a lot if we were better kickers or worked on
Yeah.
kicking.
Well, I definitely want to work on kicking with you guys. Because, I mean, it can be really beneficial to kick at, like, the right times. Especially when you have speed.
And I
And I
feel
feel
like
like
we're
it's just like, huh?
you can go ahead.
Oh, I feel like it's just like a good skill to have in rugby, like just to know how to kick in case like you ever have to, or
Yeah.
like I don't know, for sevens, like everyone's like, yeah, if you like score, you have to kick your own kick, and I was like, never done that before.
That's a drop kick, too.
So does it have to be a punt or can you drop kick it?
For what?
For
The
getting the ball for the exit strategy.
Exit strategy.
you want to punt it. A
Mhm.
punt's going to go a lot further than a drop kick.
They're all so confusing.
I don't really remember that much about rugby right now.
As we were
Also-
trying to remember how to throw the ball yesterday.
I figured out why I was struggling so bad is because that's my weak side of throwing. If we had to set up the other way, I think I would have thrown it a lot further.
You could have said we could have set it up the other way. The
We
Frisbee
didn't
I
figure
was
it out
worried
until
about
the
that
day,
knee.
though.
What's that?
Me or Alex?
Alex.
Oh, we literally didn't figure that out until we were at East Hall today.
Oh yeah, today we figured that out.
We were like, oh yeah, well we definitely throw better with the other sides of our bodies.
Yeah, I just set it up closest to the entryway.
We still got it though.
It looked good.
Yeah, Alex, you like your kick at the end? Good thing it went out of the drone's vision.
Pro kicker here. Draft me
This
to
will be
the
the new kicker
NFL.
on the team.
NFL, here I come.
We have less than a minute, so I'm gonna stop it, and then I'll make some announcements for everyone to hear.
Okay.